You didn't search for it. You didn't ask for it. You didn't even say it out loud. And yet somehow it showed up. An ad. A product. A recommendation that felt less like a coincidence and more like someone had been reading your mind. That wasn't luck. That wasn't a glitch. That was the system working exactly the way it was designed to. There's a famous story from the retail world. A father walks into a store, furious, demanding to speak to a manager. He's waving a stack of coupons his teenage daughter received, all for cribs, baby clothes, and prenatal vitamins. "Are you trying to encourage her to get pregnant?" he says. The manager apologizes, calls back a few days later to apologize again, and that's when the father goes quiet. Turns out, his daughter actually was pregnant. She hadn't told him yet. The algorithm figured it out before the family did, not by reading minds, by reading patterns. Here's the thing most people don't realize. AI doesn't predict what you want. It predicts what people like you wanted, right before they knew they wanted it. Think about it. Every click, every scroll, every item you hovered over for 3 seconds and then didn't buy. That's data. And buried inside millions of those tiny moments is a pattern. Behavioral scientists call it predictive modeling. But here's a simpler way to think about it. If 1,000 people all started buying unscented lotion, vitamin supplements, and cotton bags, and 80% of them turned out to be in their first trimester of pregnancy, then the next time someone starts buying those same 3 things, the algorithm doesn't wait for confirmation. It acts, it assumes, it predicts. And most of the time, it's right. Now here's where it gets interesting. Because this isn't just happening when you shop. The same logic runs inside the feed you scroll every morning. The music that plays next, the news stories that keep appearing, the job listings, the dates, the videos, all of it shaped by a model that's been quietly building a version of you. And that model isn't wrong. That's the unsettling part. It often knows your next move before you consciously make it, because your behavior has a rhythm, and AI has learned to read that rhythm. But here's the question nobody asks. If the system already knows what you're going to want, is it predicting your desires, or is it creating them? Because there's a difference between showing you something you would have found anyway and gently steering you towards something you never would have chosen on your own. So what do you actually do with this? You don't have to throw your phone away. You don't have to go off the grid. But you do have to start noticing. The next time something shows up, a product, a post, a suggestion, that feels a little too well-timed, ask yourself, did I lead here? Or was I led? Because the algorithm is always learning. The only question is whether you are too. If this made you think differently about how AI works, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to go deeper on how prediction models actually work, that's exactly what we're getting into next time.